Hey, it's us!
It's us!
It's your old pals, Danny and Alex, and we're back to playing more PlayStation games.
Oh boy.
Today we're having a look at Rayman, which is actually a really, really good game. I was thinking earlier today it's probably aged the best out of the early PlayStation games. And Alex is gonna play it.
I guess I'm playing Rayman. I had no idea I was going to be playing Rayman, but I am.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let you take on the first couple of levels.
Sweet.
It also has an animated intro.
Ooh, I love animated intros. They're so animated.
It's good.
Hi, folks.
Hey.
You want to know what's going on?
Yeah?
Let me tell you the story of Rayman. In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks. This apparently can't last.
I've seen this intro so many times.
Have you?
This was one of the PlayStation games I had when I was a kid. And I had it when it was new, too.
I'm with Teeter. I'm like, hippie, get a haircut.
See, my fan theory is that guy is Rayman in the future. You never see his eyes or anything. I think he came from an alternate dimension or something.
He came from an alternate dimension to ruin it just so he could save it?
So everyone would think Rayman's really cool.
Wow. This game's kind of dark.
The antagonist is named Mr. Dark.
Holy cow, this game is dark.
You can't get much darker than that.
Alright, we've got 2 more people asking to turn the game audio up. I can do that after this intro.
Okay. So basically, if you missed it, world was cool, and then Mr. Dark stole the Great Protoon and enslaved all the whatever those little guys are called. I'll remember their names eventually. And someone needs to help him out, and it's Rayman.
It's Rayman?
It's Rayman.
Nice. Seems like a chill guy.
From its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do it?
Oh, they will not. The bad guys will not take this line down, that's for sure.
Are you sure?
Alright, you can go ahead and adjust the audio.
Alright, sorry there's gonna be a quick blip here as I turn up the game audio.
So tonight we're looking at the last 2 launch PlayStation games in our special feature. We've been through a lot, folks. We survived Power Serve 3D Tennis. We survived ESPN Extreme Games and that one lady yelling at us over and over again.
Calling us names.
And tonight we're looking at the last 2 of the 10 launch games released for the PlayStation. It's Rayman and Killik. But we won't think about Killik for now. We're thinking of good thoughts. We're going to play Rayman.
We love good thoughts. Hold on 1 second, everyone. I just have to reset the cropping here, as you do when you use OBS. And
look at Rayman go. He's talented.
He really is. Let's all.
Oh, this level's a nightmare. The majority of this game is a nightmare, actually. Like, you wouldn't believe it to look at it, but this is one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my life. Like, no joke.
Good enough. Okay, cropping's good.
Alright, let's get her started.
Alright, let's go.
So one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my life, I'm gonna let Alex start out with.
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's one of those streams. Look at him, he's like, hey!
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Are you gonna play or what? So, Rayman, huh?
Yeah. He's pretty cool. He's got no arms, got no legs. Somehow still has hands and feet, though. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Wasn't he originally created like that because he was on the Jaguar and it was to eliminate frame stuff?
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
Wait, I thought you researched Rayman.
Oh, I don't know anything about Rayman. No, I actually do know quite a bit about Rayman. You can just start up the 3rd file.
Empty. I'll put in... Bah!
Bah!
I'll put in ROM, because... Actually, I'll put in RAM, so that maybe this will run fast.
Good thought.
That's how you get things to run fast.
This
right?
will run fast because this is the PSN digital version of Rayman, actually.
Oh.
So we'll have slightly faster load times.
Cool.
So as Alex mentioned, this was originally slated to come out on the Atari Jaguar as a Jaguar exclusive at that.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, it was conceived as a Super Nintendo game, and I believe they wanted to go with the Super Nintendo CD-ROM, but when that fell through, they switched to the next best thing, the Atari Jaguar.
Oh, gosh.
And Ubisoft is forever thankful they decided to port this to the PlayStation and Saturn and PC, because I don't think this game would have found success on the Jaguar. Also, shh. Quiet, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
These first few levels are pretty simple. The game starts out very simply. Like, you can't run, you can't even punch things.
Yeah, you're just running around. Ooh! How does I jump on this? Boom!
Rayman eventually gets the ability to like do a helicopter-y head spin thing that allows him to float, and he can swing off things, hang off ledges, but not now. He hasn't learned anything yet.
It's kind of pathetic. Ah, whatever. I don't need anything.
Speedrun it, Alex. So this came out September 9th, 1995, one of the first 10 games available for the PlayStation. As I mentioned before, one of the games that's aged the best because it doesn't try to use polygons awkwardly. It's just really polished 2D backgrounds and sprites and stuff.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game.
It is.
Really love the... Whoa, oh, this bomb is trying to attack me.
Dieter asks if any game found success on the Jaguar. I'd say the Bubsy game did, because that game is very much representative of the Jaguar. If you've ever tried to play Bubsy Fractured Furry Tales...
Oh, don't?
Don't, yeah. I made a concentrated effort once to try and beat the first level of that game,
Oh, I got my picture
and I could not do it. Oh yeah, that's your checkpoint.
Nice. Ah, I don't like that guy. I don't like the way that guy looks. Looks like a jerk. I shouldn't assume.
Well, maybe he wants to help you. He wants to be your friend.
No one. I'm assuming I'm playing. It's a what is this? A French game that looks really Amiga-ish. So I'm assuming nothing is my friend.
There's probably some Amiga influence in this, yeah, considering Ubisoft's history. This game, I'll go into this in a bit, but it came at a very interesting time for Ubisoft, and it's my belief that Rayman single-handedly saved Ubisoft and made them the monstrosity that they are today. Like, Ubisoft as we know it simply would not exist if not for Rayman.
Ooh, I can punch now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throughout the game, Batilla the Fairy gives you new powers.
Sweet.
And there's actually a lot of backtracking involved, like some of the... Have you opened a cage yet?
Metroid Raymania, huh?
Yeah.
Do I just punch it?
Those cages, yeah. There's 6 in each level, full of those little things you need to free. Something like 100 in all in the whole game, and you need to find every single one to get to the last boss. You can't beat the game unless you find all of them. And
Look
some
at
of
my
them are
fish
super
go.
hard to find, and some of them you can't get at all unless you get powers from later on in the game.
Alright, let's go this way. Hey, I got enough
One up.
weapons. Come on.
And this still looks pretty nice.
It really
It's
does.
got nice use of color. It doesn't really look like any of the platformers that were coming out back then either.
Ha! Get owned.
Yeah,
I just-
the punch is pretty satisfying. If you hold down the punch button, you can wind up and really let them have it. Knock their lights out.
Out.
I just like watching this game.
Yeah, this is a satisfying game. You should, man.
So Rayman,
So yeah, tell us also before we go on, oops, I died.
Rayman is dead.
Battlehawk makes a good point that Tempest 2000 was actually a success, as that Tempest 2000 is a successful Jaguar game.
You know what? Yeah, I'll give the Jaguar that. Tempest 2000 is a good game. And some would say the Jaguar version is the best version of that game. So good for you, Jaguar. You had Jeff Minter on your side, and that's like the only asset you had. So Rayman, the brainchild of Michel Ancel, who joined
yes.
Ubisoft a couple of years prior and worked on a couple of minor projects in a limited role. And for this game, they just said, hey, make the characters, design this game, make what you want. And he made this completely brilliant game that was better than anything Ubisoft had done before. And he did this at like the age of 20 or something. He
Wait,
was
really?
Like, yeah, he was like a super young guy when he made Rayman. He would later go on to create Beyond Good and Evil and some of the Rayman sequels.
Did he work on Rabbids? Because that game is trash.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Explain this to me.
Rayman Raving Rabbids, a showpiece for the Nintendo Wii because
Nope.
it used the Wii remote in a bunch of weird ways. It was essentially a minigame
Oh gosh,
collection.
I exploded in guys.
It was initially announced that Ansel was going to be working on Raving Rabbids in like a design capacity, but when the game finally came out, he was just like created as the character designer or whatever.
That sucks.
What happened is that the game shifted from like this 3D open world adventure to like a shitty minigame compilation, which is really unfortunate. Unfortunate in some ways, but in others, not so unfortunate, because, as you may recall, minigame collections on the Wii were incredibly popular, and Ubisoft made a ton of money off those things.
Yeah.
So it's thanks to Rayman, once again, that they found another huge market to exploit. So, yeah, seriously, the more I tell you about Rayman, the more you'll realize how much Ubisoft owes to that guy.
Thanks, Rayman. But what about Assassin's Creeds? I guess those are also popular. Right?
Yeah, Ubisoft has a lot of series now. They got the Assassin's Creed, they got the Just Dance, they got the Imagine Party Babies.
Oh yeah, they got the
2015.
Party Babies. I love them. They're never coming back, though, are they? The
Yeah,
babies
man.
are oh gosh.
The babies will come back when we need them.
No.
Let me know when you want me to take over.
Probably after this next life.
Okay.
I'm not doing so good. But it's an interesting game, and I'm really enjoying it, at least. This is certainly no, I don't know, a lot of the stuff I've had to play.
Mm-hmm. No Power Serve 3D tennis.
Hey man, we made fun with that game.
Yeah, that's true. Some games you have to make your own fun with. So this game came out at an interesting time for Ubisoft. I'm going to give a release list to Alex in a bit, and Alex will tell you just how badly Ubisoft was doing at the time this game came out. They were founded in the late 80s by the Guillemot brothers, and they pretty much just spent almost a decade licensing and releasing other people's games for European computers, like Amstrad CPC, the ZX Spectrum, that sort of thing. If you look at their release list, it was only in the early 90s when they started to release like 1 or 2 console games a year, and that was it. And they were like not even internally developed, it was just like licensed games and stuff. With by the time 93, 94 rolled around, the Amiga, Atari ST, these platforms they had been releasing games for were just not as viable, not as profitable as they used to be. And I think they found themselves at kind of like a crossroads where they didn't really know what to do. By the time Rayman came out in 95, I think this was the only game that Ubisoft released that year. They might have released one other licensed PC game, but other than that, it was just Rayman for the Jaguar, Rayman for PC, and Rayman for PlayStation and Saturn.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you. So here's my tablet. I'll let you look up the Ubisoft release list.
Alright, we're looking up the Ubi. Ooh. Did you know that my cat is on Danny's tablet?
Yeah, my start screen is Alex's cat.
Well, you like my cat.
I'm a big fan of Tess.
She's a sweetie. No, not... Sorry, I put in the wrong code, like XXXX. So... Oh, look, he's conveniently put Ubisoft stuff on your favorite game.
So look at their first few years in like the late 80s. Wow, I did really well. Anyway.
I can't speak French, but I'll do my best. Okay, so we've got 6 games for the Amstrad CPC that they're releasing at this time in '87.
I'm doing great.
Let's see. The first game was Gabriel, then L'Oeil de Sept, then Manger Caillou, then the necromancy needs something. And then
Man, so-
asphalt, which I can pronounce. And then
So-
La Trosa de Grantberg. And then
So at that time, they started off in Europe. They weren't even releasing games worldwide. They were just pretty much European
exclusively,
computers.
yeah. And it was a CPC, which by '87 was still a pretty low. It was a real low end PC. They also do Madame Lel, Exit, and Conspiration de l'Année 3, and then in '89 they do Puppy Saga, and that's their last Amstrad game. In
Okay,
89.
so just look through their late '80s output, and you'll
oh
see
goodness,
something
you've
like
got Shuttle Puck Cafe for the PC, Pro Tennis World, Othello Killer,
so they've got
Final
like
Command.
they've got like a few dozen games there, and if you scroll down more, you'll see like in the early '90s they started to taper off a whole lot.
Oh, they certainly do. See, they start releasing more and more, and then they're mostly releasing for the Amiga by '91, aside from Dragon's Lair: The Legend.
Yeah,
for
they
the
released
Game Boy.
they released Dragon's Lair for Game Boy in Europe, and that was their only console game in what was it, '91?
Yeah, the rest were for PC, including something for the what? In fact, they actually made something for those of you who are into this, the Acorn Archimedes Iron Lord they made for that, which, if I recall correctly, and you can call me out on this, yeah, that's a system that was based off the BBC Micro, so that's 1990. That's interesting. So
They were trying to stick with what was popular, but those
Yeah,
systems
but-
were on the wane at the time.
yeah, and their game output, especially by '93, is less and less. Like in the previous years, they were doing 10 and 20. '93, they've got a game for the NES in '93. The NES.
Yeah, the NES. It was
Jimmy
Indiana.
Connor's Tennis.
That's right. They released
And Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
so mostly licensed games and sports games, just really low effort, like no risk games to put out there, keep themselves alive. And if you look at '95, you'll see that it's just Rayman.
And then, yeah, they start doing, in '94, their lineup is, for the Game Boy, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, for the Super Nintendo, F1 Pole Position 2, ActRaiser 2, which I'm not sure.
They published the European version
yeah,
of that,
Europe.
and that was it.
Street Racer, and The Koshin Conspiracy for Europe. Then, in '95, it is Rayman for the PS1, Rayman for the Jaguar, Rayman for the Saturn, Jewels of the Oracle for the Macintosh, Rayman playable game preview for the Saturn, which they are credited for as well, and Street Racer.
So in that time, Street Racer was also internally developed by them, as was Rayman. But other than that, they don't have much. And thank God Rayman came around, because if you scroll down a little bit more, look how many games they released in 1999 compared to '95.
Yeah, in '99, their output definitely increases back to the way it was beforehand. We've got
Dozens and dozens of games for many
yeah.
platforms.
Even in '97, they actually put out more than Rayman. They put out Rayman Gold, POD, Street Racer, Pole Position 64, Tennis Arena, Subculture, Gex 3D for the PC, F1 Racing
God.
Simulator, POD Gold, POD Back to Hell, Kickoff 98, and Die Hard Trilogy, the Greatest Hits Edition for the PlayStation.
So they were all over the place. They had money, and they were looking to invest it into other things. And by the time the 2000s rolled around, they had the Imagine series for DS, they had so many things. But in the years after Rayman came out, weirdly enough, there's something like 6 or 7 re-releases of Rayman for PC. There's like Rayman Gold, Rayman Level Pack, and eventually they released a level creator. And every time they re-released the game after that, they would add more levels created by fans.
Oh man. Also, correction here, F1 Pole Position games, they were not, they weren't, it says that they were developed by Huey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Just wanna confirm,
mostly,
yeah.
they were just mostly acting as a publisher, but
Correct.
Rayman is what pushed them into active internal development, which they found extreme success with.
They sure did. My goodness, there's
So,
also...
so imagine if Rayman just came out for the Jaguar.
oh my god.
Would they have been able to produce all those 1999 games if not for Rayman?
You mean Hexite, The Shapes of Victory?
Yes, for the Game Boy Color, right?
Yes, where would we be without Hexite, The Shapes of Victory?
So I've gained the power to hang. Rayman can just hang out now.
Yeah!
I'll get more as the game goes on. Or rather, I won't, because As I mentioned before, this game is extremely hard. You would not expect it from these early few levels, but it gets hard in a way that, like, I would say a game like Ninja Gaiden for the NES is hard, in that things will just spawn out of nowhere and will knock you into pits and stuff if you don't know what's coming up in the level. At the same time, it's like, it gets a little obnoxious, but it's not unreasonable. It's challenging, but in a way that makes you want to still play the game instead of just giving up instantly.
Oh, yeah. Quick question about what appears to be an Ubisoft released game. Do you ever play the Jungle Book PlayStation rhythm game with Rhythm and Groove?
I have not.
I've played that game.
Is it good?
I don't remember because I played it at Disneyland.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, I was in their big interventions building at Disneyland back in 90 whatever. Yeah, I was there to play, and there was a big fake tree stump next to it because it was in a fake Hewlett-Packard forest. And you could sit on fake tree stumps and play really bad Disney interactive games. And then they had a dance pad with whatchamacallit on it. So, yeah, Rhythm and Groove. I don't remember anything about Rhythm and Groove. So there we go.
They only had their Disney partnership in the years after Rayman, too. Once they got that Disney partnership, the money really started to roll.
Yeah, you start seeing a lot of Disney games.
It's
lots
just,
of Donald,
it's
lots of
weird how
Tigger.
this is one of the few cases
Animorphs.
where you can just solely look at a game list and get the whole story of, I'm going to die here, get the whole story of a publisher's rise to popularity and so on.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh my gosh. Playmobil Interactive. Laura. Sorry, that just sounds like a terrible name. Ah, yes. The Dukes of Hazzard. Duking it up, I don't know.
Lots of fun environmental stuff in this game. You'll see how I'm dropping the plums on these guys' heads.
Nice.
It's always fun. A lot of variety in these levels too. You don't just run around and punch stuff. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do in this game. There's a lot of auto-scrolling levels, most of which are a pain in the ass, but you know, variety.
Okay, a few things from chat. Smebbles, and I'm not sure about this. He wanted to know about whether or not whatchamacallit, there is whether there's a rumor that Ubisoft sent Rayman assets to be included in the fourth Smash Brothers game, but
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything confirmed about that though.
yeah, we're not sure about that.
One of the interesting things about this game, I mentioned before how you need to get all the cages to beat the game, but sometimes they only appear when your character crosses an arbitrary spot on the game's map. So if you take a plum out here and cross the river, suddenly there's a cage here.
Nice.
You just kind of have to know to do that. Or this has to be one of the few games you own in 1995 and you're willing to try literally everything to unlock the last few levels. And I was one of those kids. I can tell you right now, I 100% completed Rayman, and I will never be able to do that as long as I live, because this game is punishing. This game is a punishment. No, it's actually pretty good.
Is it?
It's fun.
Would you say it's a helicopter released in 1999?
They released a game called Helicopter?
Mm-hmm, on PC.
Oh, I'm not going to do this bonus level, it looks like.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
We're all sorry.
Oh, poop.
They released a game called Real Mist in the year 2000 on the 14th of November.
I'm sick of that fake mist.
Me too, man. Man, I think everybody's sick of that.
Try to pass this fake mist bullshit off on me.
Also, Smebs, they're mentioning that ActRaiser 2 might be the worst sequel ever made, and I agree. I hear it's really bad.
Yeah, they changed it up so that it's more action-focused, whereas the first game was like a blend of action and simulation. Seeing a speedrunner named PJ run the game has made me respect the game. Like, it's really complex in terms of its action mechanics, but I still don't like it very much. I can at least tolerate its existence now. Like, they put a ton of work into it, it's just it did not have the appeal that the first game did.
Hey, everybody. Ubisoft put out one of my favorite, and by favorite I mean I not favorite, Game Boy Color games.
Uh-huh.
Little Nicky.
Oh, yeah, you had Little Nicky.
I certainly did. I was actually on a road trip to see Danny, to meet Danny for the first time, and it was really boring. And so me and the guy who was driving me there to also visit Danny, we stopped by a GameStop and picked up Little Nicky because it was cheap and we wanted to play anything to do something. So
of all the games,
I had to play Little Nicky and describe it to him as we drove through Arizona on the way to Texas.
That
and
is an
let
experience.
me tell you, it's my favorite thing about it is it actually features voice clips done through the Game Boy Color thing of Adam Sandler saying things, and it's really bad.
Oh, I bet it was really funny.
It was like,
That's basically Adam Sandler and Little Nicky, from what I remember.
yeah, that's what I hear. So, another great game released by Ubisoft. Thank you.
This is not to pass judgment on Ubisoft.
No,
I
we
mean,
love you. We understand.
they had ridiculous, unexpected success with Rayman, and they used it to take over the entire world with billions of games that they released every year.
There are no facts for Rhythm and Groove.
Oh, what a shame.
No one knows anything about Rhythm and Groove. Are there any cheats? Does anybody know anything about this game?
So,
Has
also,
anybody played this game?
I doubt it.
I've
Except for
played it.
you.
Everybody needed to have a mom who worked at Disneyland, and then they would have been able to play it.
Ides of Merch. I totally remember EGM giving Little Nicky a high score. They gave it like 8s and 9s. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my god, really?
For years, I thought this was like a hidden gem, like just no one had ever discovered it. And then Alex has played it, and Alex is just like, no, it's a big piece of shit, just like you thought it was. I don't know what EGM was thinking at the time.
Maybe
All
it
4 editors loved that game.
How? It's not a good puzzle game. It's not a good action game. The puzzling is really bad. It's like a puzzle action game. It sounds bad. Digitized graphics of Mr. Nicky himself look awful.
Mr. Nicky.
I don't know. You're in like Satan is mad at you, and I know that's part of the movie, and it's.
I didn't get all the things.
Oh,
I lost.
you lost. That's it.
If you get
Oh
all
man,
the...
everybody's walked out of our stream. And now we've got no streamers because everybody walked away disgusted. Okay, so I need to tell a story. Can I tell the story about when that happened to you?
About what?
In San Antonio, when you were playing 2DX?
No, huh?
Okay, I promise.
Is this something I don't even remember?
Okay, so I promise it is a totally G-rated story, so it's fine. So Danny,
Man, what happened when I was playing 2DX in San Antonio?
we were playing at the mall one time. We went to San Antonio to visit your brother and also go to the mall and play around at the
Blind jump.
2DX.
That worked out great.
The 2DX machine they had there, and
This is Beatmania 2DX.
Beatmania
a game I
2DX,
liked.
which he is really good at. And so we're there, and you're doing really well. And you actually, this guy just stands behind you and starts watching you, and he's like watching you and watching you, and then you're playing like one of the hardest modes. You're playing like an extreme mode, and
Extreme Hyper another.
yeah, something
Probably.
really hardcore, and all of a sudden you miss a single solitary note, and the dude sighs and walks away.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That was great.
Yes.
2DX is hardcore, people. If you don't get a full combo, you ain't nobody.
I just couldn't believe
You
that
might as
guy
well just-
sighed and walked away.
You might as well
after-
just dig your own grave and lie in it, because you are worthless.
Oh my god.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe this guy's actually good at this game. Nope, he sucks.
Whoa. What in the
Also,
world?
I don't know what that
That
is.
is, you mean terrifying?
This is a monster that only shows up at this part in the game. You never see it again.
Bye.
There's a few things like that in Rayman. It's kind of strange.
Nice.
I have
Let's see
zero
what else
lives.
Ubisoft released in those times. Hold on. I have to turn Danny's thing back on. I'm good at use thing.
One thing I want to get is they ported a certain game to the PlayStation 3, which I thought was Wii exclusive, but I want to get it.
What is it?
It's this little gem called We Dare.
Oh no! Not We Dare! We are no. It came on the PS3?
Yeah, it uses the PlayStation Move, apparently.
Oh my gosh! So
We Dare, if you want to look up the commercial, is a sex game for adults. It's like a sexy party game.
Okay, so you know those cheapy Wii minigame collections? Like, you know, Imagine Party Babies.
This is Imagine Party Sex Party.
Yeah, and you have to do a bunch of things with your Wii remote, like spank people and, like, sing sexily to it, or be sexy, or rub it on your stuff. I don't know.
Does it detect how sexy you're singing?
Yes, it has an internal detectometer of sexuality. It's very beautiful.
Rayman's wondering if he should continue or not. I think he should.
Yeah, he should. Oh, thank God for Sven Goran Eriksson's World Cup Challenge.
See, many of these games I've never even heard of in my life. Smeb says it's not even a sexy game, and I can believe that, honestly.
I know it's total... Man, that game is...
It looks like
One
total...
minigame is riding a pig, he says. Oh my God, they say. Oh my gosh.
Is it riding a pig, like, in a sexy way?
Yeah.
Do you, like, strip while you ride a pig? But it can...
And I guess your partner is supposed to be on the floor and you hit them with the Wiimote?
Oh, I see. They're the pig.
How sexy is that?
You are the pig.
I guess that's like... I don't know, man. You know me.
If we got that game, I would try to, like, game it to know, like, you know, just see what motions it's looking for, and then
just see how to do it. Yeah, dude, we're gonna have to stream that sometime.
I think we should. It has trophies too. I can get that on my PSN account. Everyone knows that I played We Dare.
We have to get that. Oh, thank goodness! Oh, that's Fighting Steel, not Fighting Street. Never mind. I don't care. Oh gosh, they released Uru, which was the Mist,
sequel.
Yeah, and then Mist Uru Complete Chronicles. I remember Siberia too. I'm the only one, probably.
I'm doing better at Rayman than I thought. I thought I would die in one of the first levels, but not yet.
Okay, they released a game called Torque, Prehistoric Punk. So what I want to know is which one of y'all is the punk, who is the punk caveman? I guess cavemen are the original crust punks if you think about it. Just
they are
like
pretty crusty.
Rolling around in dirt, drawing in walls, wearing dead things. Real punk.
Crust punks love wearing dead things.
they're like, oh man, I got a bunch of skunks, and they're, you know, you tie them together, and you know, you've got a good skunk pillow. It's just good economics, Danny.
Yeah. Save your money on clothes. We're skunks.
Exactly. They released Puzzle Pirates of all things.
Oh boy, okay. This auto-scrolling level...
Bye!
Eventually, it starts moving at your walking speed, which is a problem, because if you mess up once, you can't make up the ground you've lost.
More great games by Ubisoft. We've got Lunar Dragon Song, which is a terrible game.
That is a terrible, terrible game. It's a sequel to Lunar Silver Star Eternal Blue, only on DS, and it's the worst thing imaginable.
It's not technically a... Yeah, crust punks do love economics, Teeter. So, God, Lunar Dragon Song.
I'm dead already.
It's a really not good... First of all, it's just not a good RPG at all, because you lose health when you use the run button in town.
You walk really slowly, and if you want to run, that costs you HP. It drains and you don't get it back.
And then everything else about the game is basically just as bad. It is not a well-designed game. I don't even think it was... It was supposed to be a different game, and then they just kind of slapped the lunar thing on it.
Yeah, it heavily revolved around weapon durability, and like your shit would break constantly, which is always fun. That's a good mechanic. I love it. Okay, so there's a bomb here. Oh boy, this is cutting it close. This is cutting it real close. Oh, Rayman, if only you could move faster.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice! Good job!
Actually made it.
Let's see, what other games have they made that I know? Oh, they made, remember 187 Ride or Die?
187 Ride or Die, yes.
There was a time me and Danny played a lot of anything released on the PlayStation, and
In,
PlayStation 2, I mean.
In the couple of years after San Andreas released, a lot of really embarrassing borderline racist games came out. Let's say
yeah, just racist.
25 to Life, 187 Ride or Die, Crime something. Konami made a weird game called Crime City or something.
But not like the good Crime City.
Yeah.
Like the arcade game.
Crime Life game.
Oh, that game was so bad! Oh god, yeah, and 187 was one of the many knockoffs, and I remember it being particularly bad, but the only one of those knockoffs that was like okay was probably the True Crime Streets games.
True Crime was alright, yeah.
In the sense that those games are playable, so...
Oh boy, okay. Well, I have one life to beat this guy. He has a huge life bar, and I've long since forgotten his pattern, so this is gonna be fun.
He looks scared. Rayman looked like he was crying.
Yeah, I would be too. So we've seen one of this guy's friends before, but this is a stronger, more powerful, more asshole-ish version of the mosquito we fought before.
Oh man, Teeter wants, from chat, they want us to do a run of our favorite bad games. And yes, we should stream that sometime.
I don't play bad games.
Danny, don't you lie. You know we play bad. You kidding me?
The only thing I like more than bad games is lying.
Yeah, same, actually.
So here's a problem. The guy zooms in from off the screen, and he has a brief window where he pauses at the edge of the screen so you can see where he is, but the life bar obscures the left part of the screen, so you can't really see that. I'm using that as my excuse for when I die. It's not my fault at all.
Of course, of course. Smebs wants to know if you've, from chat, they want to know whether you've played Far Cry Vengeance for the Wii.
I have not. I hear that's really bad.
You gotta do that.
That was an early Wii game.
We have some Wii U party games to show off eventually.
Oh yes, we do. I've got this little gem called Block Party.
Oh, I love Block Party, especially because one of the many inbuilt names for Block Party is the name of my cat. So it sounds like he's really disappointed in my cat all the time. He's like, yes. I'm like, leave my cat alone, you asshole.
Oh, this is gonna come down to the wire here.
Mm-hmm. Good luck, man. I believe in you. Have confidence.
I don't.
You're not alone. I'm by your side. Jesus, okay.
Hey, genius. I'm on your side.
Stop! Anyways, we're getting there, folks.
2 hits to go.
We can
There's
do it.
no way I'm gonna be able to do this, though.
You can do it,
Calling
Rayman.
it now. One hit to go.
We can do it.
It's gonna be heartbreaking when I do die.
Let's go,
Everyone's gonna
Rayman.
cry.
Let's go. Dun dun. He's so scared.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that was close.
Are you? Yes! I was gonna yell at the game.
I was gonna
I
get
hope
really
y'all
mad
saw
too.
that. That was awesome.
Last life, 1 hit left. Beat the boss.
Love it.
I consider this stream a victory already, and that's
Yeah.
before I got to the band level, which I would have lost at. So the next level, it takes you to a new environment called Bandland, and this is where all the children who bought Rayman started to cry and gnash their teeth and question the existence of God.
The game that induced ego death on the youth of America, Rayman. No wonder it was so successful.
And I can grab things with my fist.
Nice. So I'm just going through more Ubisoft stuff and seeing what else they've got. Oh, Prince of Persia 2 Thrones. That was a game.
Well, they also made Sands of Time. So.
Yeah, but I will never forgive anything for being not as good as Sands of Time. I don't care.
So here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. This is
I
what
have
he's
1
gonna
life
do.
left.
He's got 1 life left.
I'm gonna die.
He's gonna die.
I'm gonna start
Wait.
over with a new continue,
A new
run through this
continue.
level really quickly to get a couple of extra lives, and then I'm gonna take on the first level of Bandland.
He's gonna do the first level of Bandland.
Thanks for being my hype man, Alex.
I'm his hype man.
He's gonna do it! Live, on stage, right now! He's gonna finish the first stage of Bandland! After not playing it for at least a decade.
And one street ball!
And one street ball.
I haven't thought of and one street ball in forever. Dogs fashion.
Oh yeah, they did release a number of Pets with a Z games.
Yes, they did. In fact, they bought from, as a fan of Pets, I can tell you a little bit about that. They actually bought it from PF Magic, the original creators of the Cats and Dogs series, which was a PC pet simulation series from the mid-90s, 95, 96. I actually had a copy of Pets, I had a copy of Cats 2 for the PC, or Cats 1, I don't remember. I got it when, basically there was an Egghead that had like a 90% off sale as it was closing, and in 1996, and my mom kind of was like, well, I can afford these children's games for $1, so I got like a bunch. And,
Wish me luck.
okay, good luck. Good luck, dude.
Thanks.
And yeah, that was one of them, and fun games. There you go. However, I did not get and one street ball.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is. But I did get, that was one of the...
Got him.
Oh, good. They released yeah, but I had Cats, and so Ubisoft ended up buying buying it straight up from PF Magic, the developers of the games. And they actually, what they did was they took a lot of Japanese games, Japanese pet simulators from Japan, and slapped the Pets name on it and brought those over to America. Now, most of these are just pretty much simulation games, and nothing too exciting, except for a few. One, they released Pets Hamsters. Now, Pets Hamsters for the DS is a really interesting game because when they translated it, they accidentally cut out a ton of footage from features from the original Japanese game. Many of these features are actually advertised on the back of the American box.
Whoops.
Including basically you would be able to make your own hamster town if you would be able to teach your hamster enough. But you can't create any hamster town, any hamster library, any hamster theme park. Yeah, awesome. Anything, because they messed that up. So, yeah, if you want to get the Hamsters games on the Nintendo DS because you think it's going to be a real wild...
If you've been picking it up at your local Walmart or Electronics Boutique, wondering if it's worth your money.
I feel bad, but it's not. Now, I'll tell you what is worth your money, and you're going to laugh, but hear me out. There's two games that they brought over, Ubisoft brought over in the 2008 or so, maybe 2009. And they're Pets games for the Wii, and I think the PlayStation 2 it also came out on.
Mm-hmm.
And they are called Pets Cats 2 and Pets Dogs 2. And I now don't play the ones on the Game Boy Advance or the DS, they are very different.
Now I should note, both of these games have very typical covers from what you would expect from a Pets game. It's just like cute animals playing. You know, you just expect a good time, a simulation of having a virtual dog or cat.
Yeah, you're expecting some cheesy shovelware. It's not. It is, in fact, a action RPG.
It's a 3D action RPG in the vein of Zelda, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm, starring a cat, or if you get the dog's version, a dog.
It starts off with the character you pick unleashing an ancient evil, and
yeah, because basically there's an evil dog who's in jail and an evil wolf, and you're like, I'm a small child, I'm a small kitten, I know what I'm doing, and your dad's a sheriff, and the dad's like, whatever you do, don't talk to this evil guy, and you talk to this evil guy with your friend,
hey,
and
check this out.
Nice!
Anyway, continue.
And he, oh boy, so yes, So he unleashes the evil with his friend, who tells him to give the dog this magical, powerful hat, and then he unleashes hell on Earth, and you have to set it right. There's a lot of stuff on fire.
Teeter, I assure you,
It is
we are not
100%
goofing.
true. I have played this
Pets,
game
Cats
1,000
2 and Pets,
times.
Dogs 2 are action RPGs for the Wii and PS2.
They've got mini games. They've got
Okay,
collectibles.
so this is
yeah.
where it gets real.
Here we
First
go.
level of Bandland, the land that crushed many dreams. This level takes forever. It's in like 7 or 8 parts. They all get harder and harder. I'm not sure how far I'll get in this level. I'm almost guaranteed not to beat it, but I'm going to try and get as far as I can.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, Pets, Dogs 2.
Pets,
Play
Dogs
it.
2, Pets, Cats 2. You also get collectible fashion, so you can dress up your animals. There's a lot of collectibles. It's basically a really fun. It's not a pet simulation, but if you like an action RPG with a lot of fashion elements, and also that stars cats who can meow, and their main attack is yowling, then I highly recommend it.
I'm tiny.
Good game. So yeah, that's more Ubisoft info for you.
No, I don't want to be tiny. Most of these guys are dicks. They're really hard to fight.
Look at them, they're ducking.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Looks like a pain in the butt.
Kinda is. It's just a sign of things to come in this level.
Smebble says it sounds like a Dog's Life, only with magic. Having played a Dog's Life, I would say that this one is much more... It's much less weird and gritty and depressing as a Dog's Life.
I would like to play a Dog's Life.
A Dog's
on Steam
Life
at
is
some
it
point.
has a horrible ending where it has like a few unused endings where you like actually eat your owner.
What?
Um,
Okay, no.
No, that's check the. Do I need? You're playing, so I can't. Here, screw this. I'm going to the. This is.
You're gonna go to the cutting room floor and prove this to me?
Yes, I am.
We're
actually.
talking about the PS2 game, Dog's Life, right?
Yes, we're talking about the PS2 game, A Dog's Life.
All I saw about that game was that you pee
should-
everywhere
Yes,
and
you do.
you're a dog.
Yes,
That's all I
but
know
you
about it.
also can eat your owner.
Man,
Hold on. I'm gonna tell us all about this thing.
how did we get to this point from Rayman to
Ubisoft.
Pets Eat? Oh yeah, Ubisoft,
Dog's Life.
where pets eat their owners. Actually, they didn't even make that game. Okay, I beat level 1 of Bandland. Good start. Alex
Oh
is
yeah, she gets turned into cat food. I forgot. Anyways, there's a comparison here, and yes, here. Let me read to you what it says. It says, let's see. The Japanese ending cutscene of the game has a few differences than the international one, that would be the American one. Mainly the one where it cuts short, removing the part where she is fed back into the machine and said machine announces she is cat food, followed by the cans falling off the conveyor belt.
What?
There also seems to be a gun cocking sound added to the Japanese version just before Jake kills her.
We need...
The
Okay.
exact changes can be found in the video comparison to the right, which has some minor texture errors due to emulation. Everything else should be the
I
same.
really
as
want
usual.
to play this game now. By the way, everything underneath me in this part, these spikes, instant kill.
Nice.
This is where the game quits pretending to be for kids. Ooh, that's a tough jump. I did it. I'm number 1.
Also, the Japanese version was promoted by Pedigree.
Huh?
Yeah.
Pedigree. Sacrificed
Pet
yourself to
Horses
be pet's
2,
food.
Battlecork asked about Pet Horses 2. They are not, it is unfortunately not an RPG from what I recall. The majority of them vary. The only ones that were released, because it was, the RPG ones were based on Wanko and the Magic Hat, is the Japanese name basically translated. So, while there's like Wanko for the dog and Yanko for the cat one, so.
This level is a pain. I think you
certainly
end up
looks like
going
it.
all the way to the left. I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out. You have to ride this thing all the way to the top, by the way.
Nice.
There's no way to do it on your own. And if you lose it, you have to go all the way back to the bottom. Ugh. Okay. Doing good. Doing good. Still haven't gotten to the hardest level yet. This gets ridiculous very quickly.
Oh man, this does look very difficult. So I can see why this would be. So this seems like one of the better first-year games for the PlayStation.
Yeah, actually, it's decent length. It's very challenging. It's pretty much just a really refined take on the platformer. Whereas other games were trying to do either arcade ports or just experimental things with polygons, which are interesting in their own way, but it's also interesting to see this hardware used for traditional kinds of games. Though oddly, Sony didn't stick with this for long. There's like some sort of often rumored thing where they had some bias against 2D games and they would reject people who tried to release 2D games for PlayStation.
Yeah, I heard that too. I haven't heard a lot of confirmation about it, but
Yeah.
I've definitely heard people say it, and so...
That's why it took so many years for Working Designs to finally release the Arc the Lad
I was gonna
collection.
say, are you gonna mention Arc the Lad?
Yeah,
A
I
game
had
that
to.
was released year one in Japan
and
came out in America
was
when?
one of the last games to be released for the PlayStation.
Oh my
90,
gosh.
oh god, 98, 99 maybe.
99, yeah.
Ooh. Also, you can see these enemy placements are getting super obnoxious.
They're getting kind of jerkish, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Very precise platforming here. And it doesn't get any easier. In fact, it gets way, way more difficult.
The lighting effects in this area are really nice. I actually like the little brightening with the lightning strikes and stuff. That's actually real nice.
Yeah, I like the tint they gave this level, too.
Yeah.
Also, it's appropriate because this level is way
It's
harder
hell,
than anything
yeah.
else.
I was gonna say, we had a big thunderstorm here the other night, so I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to finally get some rain.
Yeah. Welcome to Weather Chat.
How's the weather where you are? Are you getting rain or are you getting sun? Leave us a comment. And like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Follow us. Tell us what weather is where you are.
What's the weather like? It's not raining, the sun is out. Well, check us next time. We'll...
Here on Weather Chat, you can like, subscribe.
Oh boy, okay. This is obnoxious.
Whoa! Are you kidding me? This is some Battletoads.
Yeah. Bandland basically is the Battletoads area of
What?
Rayman.
How is this fair?
Ooh.
Look at this.
Yeah, spikes, instant kills, just all sorts of fun traps.
We got a brief mention of, let's see, Metal Dragon Rider from chat mentions that the Sony 2D rule was, that they heard that was why Mega Man Legends was made.
That would
man,
make some sense.
That would actually make some sense. Also,
Though there were plenty of 2D Mega Man games for the PlayStation as well.
but maybe they want to let him continue? Who knows?
Speaking of Mega Man Legends,
I was gonna say, that's why I brought it up. Mega Man Legends, guys, you know it's out now.
The Misadventures of Tron Bonds somehow got released in the US PlayStation Network store.
That is so good.
It's $6. If you wanted to buy that game on eBay right now, it's over $200.
And if you wanted to play it, maybe emulate it, maybe burn it, I have tried to do all of that. It is an impossible, undoable task, so...
Play it on your Vita. Spend the $6. Play
You can even
play
it on
a
your
darn
PSP.
good game with some heart to it.
Yeah. I've never played Tron Bond, but Danny got it, so I'm excited to try it out. Who knows?
I've played it briefly. I'm looking forward to actually seeing
thinking-
more of
well-
what it's about.
I'm gonna be moving in with this bro soon, so I'll be able to stream stuff more often, and that'll be good. Oh, there you go.
I lost my first life in Bandland. I'm surprised I haven't died many times before now.
Smub says that this is almost as hard as Donkey Kong Country 2. And
Oh, good lord. Donkey Kong Country 2 I would like more than the first game if it wasn't so ridiculously difficult. It has a lot of things I like about it, and then it just becomes impossible to play.
You can also play Tron Bond, we mentioned on Vita. It's also available on the PS3 itself and PSP apparently, according to the store. So yeah,
You can play it on your PSP if you still do
I got one, but it has no new firmware, so I probably cannot put it on there.
Nope, not doing it.
You're not gonna risk it?
I have to jump like right before they appear, I think. Nope. Okay, we got this.
Yay!
Nope, didn't make it. Conveniently, I watched a speedrun of this last night, so at least I refreshed my memory
Yeah.
a little bit on the nonsense that comes in the later levels of this game. God, by the time you get to the cave levels and the washing machine boss, good God. Actually, I watched that speedrunner, and when he got to the washing machine boss, he was like, yeah, a lot of kids gave up at this point and lost their faith in everything. Oh boy. Okay, how do I get big again? I don't want to be tiny.
Well, now you're...
I'm a big boy.
Mommy, wow. Rayman's a big kid now.
Are you singing the jingle for Pull-Ups Diapers?
Listen, that ran through my head all the time as like a 9-year-old,
Yeah,
and
I've
I
seen that
hated
commercial
it.
a lot. 90s kids remember. Hey 90s kids, do you also remember Cool Tools? Cool Tools? I beat Bandland!
He beat Bandland! Call me surprised. So, Smeb says that they guess that Tron Bond doesn't fall under the umbrella of Capcom hates Mega Man, and I'm actually, that's why I'm surprised it's out, actually.
Yeah, considering they've
yeah.
made a career out of canceling Mega Man games over the last couple of years. But they've since redeemed themselves. They started devoting themselves to releasing really expensive games on Virtual Console. Things like Demon's Crest and the other Gargoyle's Quest games. And now Tron Bond, so, you know, good for them. That's
really
a genuinely
nice, yeah.
good thing they're doing, and it's good for historical preservation and all that. I can appreciate it. Now this level, I do not expect to get anywhere in.
Whoa, bye! Ugh. I see, you took that to save time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, damage boost. If you're looking for a solid speedrun of this, I recommend looking on YouTube for a fellow named Spike Vegeta. He's an exceptional runner at this game.
Man,
and he does really good commentary.
Vegeta.
I
You
do
know what?
too.
I say that, but I actually, there's a lot of speedrunners with the name Vegeta in their names who I really like, so I'm actually not being silly. Also, I like Vegeta the character, especially when he is wearing that Bad Man shirt.
Let's talk about Dragon Ball.
Okay, so first of all, bye.
Bye, Rayman. So there's this guy named Goku. And he goes to a planet that's like, it's got like really a lot of gravity, and he trains really hard there, so when there's like, he's on another planet with less gravity, it's easier. That's the only episode of Dragon Ball Z I've ever seen.
See, that's unfair. You haven't watched the best episode, the one where Goku and Piccolo get their driver's license.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
It's actually because the episode is that basically he and Goku and Piccolo are always training, and Chi-Chi, his wife, is sick of them not doing any chores around the house, so she's like, least you can do is learn to drive so you can drive me to the grocery store because I'm sick of walking. I'm not joking, that's a plot. Anyway, so they both get different driving teachers. Goku, naturally, is the worst driver of all time, and Piccolo's a good driver, but his driving instructor is really bad, so neither of them to get their driver's license.
Bad.
The end.
Alright, we have a
loves
90s kid saying the look and the feel of Cool Tools, so that's
Thanks.
good.
I had cool tools as a kid.
My brother had Cool Tools. They were cool.
They were cool.
This part is...
This part looks like
It has...
awfulness.
The thing is, there's no risk of death or anything here. It's just super obnoxious. So check this out. You have to do this something like 10 times in a row, and each time the platform in the middle gets smaller.
How is this? No!
Children played this game,
Children!
Alex. Children expecting a good, fun time, like their pals Sonic and Mario would give them. And Rayman just took a crowbar and beat him across the head.
No!
It's like, nope, you're gonna get good at video games.
Rayman was like, get good.
You know, I joke, but I really credit Rayman with giving me
better.
the skills I need for platformers.
I never
It
played
actually did make me better at video games in general, just the hours I spent with Rayman.
You know, I'm terrible at video games, and I've never played Rayman aside from now, so maybe that's why I'm not good at them.
Maybe you should play Rayman.
Maybe I should. Okay, everybody, here's your prescription. Play Rayman, and you'll be good at games.
If you can beat Bandland, that's your, you've pretty much mastered all the skills you need for platformers.
Bye.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're going to cut to intermission as soon as I get to the top of this. I've decided.
Okay.
This will take, like, maybe a couple hours.
You can do it.
The thing is, I was almost at the top, and then
You were.
I messed up. Ugh. it's really hard to get back in the groove, you know?
I love that game.
Get in the groove. Ooh.
You can do it.
Nope.
Look at that guy.
Might as well just give up now.
Give up, the Rayman motto.
I swear this is a good game. I've enjoyed this.
This
I
is
talk a
it's
lot of
fun to
shit on it,
watch.
but it's genuinely enjoyable and mostly well designed. There's some things I don't especially like about it. The charge mechanic for your fist, I don't especially like that, especially considering you can circumvent it by just jumping and punching, which automatically puts your fist power at full power.
So, if you want a picture of, if you want a statue, according from chat, of Goku wearing his casual outfit from the driver's license episode, then you can find that on Amazon and check it out. Get that casual Son Goku in your life.
I love casual Goku. What's happening here?
He's so casual.
Are we looking at casual Goku?
I'm looking at casual Goku. I don't know about Chad, but I am. He's beautiful. He looks really casual.
Boy, this platform is a tricky mother. If I may, if you'll pardon my French.
Hey, now it's my catchphrase. Oh, so close.
I'm missing it like 15 times in a row. This is infuriating.
Yeah! I'm sad for you.
So sad you went, yeah! I
You
did
did
it!
it!
I did it! And now, oh man, checkpoint.
Do the checkpoint. Keep going till you.
Okay, I'm gonna beat this level segment, assuming it's actually humanly possible, which it may not be. Hello?
Hello?
Dude, you gonna take my picture? I know. Okay,
There you go.
Oh boy, this game. This has
game was
brought back
difficult.
so many repressed memories right here.
Of like
Just me
fun.
screaming at the PlayStation. Shut up, Mom!
Shut up, Mom! I'm good at video games! Mom, like, I don't think you're very good at video games, son.
I'll show you!
Get owned.
Mm-hmm. That was very satisfying.
It looked like it, yeah.
Going so slow. Oh, yeah!
He did it!
This is a victory.
It is a victory.
I'm gonna carry this with me to my grave. That's Rayman, folks. It's widely available on pretty much anything. It's $6 on PSN, it's on PC. You can get the gold edition with like a ton of user-created levels on GOG.com.
GOG.com.
If you love platformers, check it out. It's fun, well designed, likable. That Rayman. I like that dude.